any normal, non-biased person could see that the debate was stacked against Trump. They obviously did that for a reason. Kamala didn't answer any of her questions. Every time she was faced with a question, she went on a random tangent that had nothing to do with the question that was being posed.
Vice President Harris began the debate by punting the first question on the economy.
Do you believe Americans are better off than they were 4 years ago?
So I was raised as a middle-class kid.
What? I'm so damn confused.
Obviously, you can tell that all of her answers were staged. So if she won anything, I would say maybe she could win an Oscar. Maybe she needs to go into acting. I'm not exactly sure, but winning a debate, don't think so. Still don't know her policies. Have no idea what she stands for. She's flip-flopping on everything. All she did was attack Trump the whole time on his policies. It's like, girl, anybody who's anybody probably just wants to know what you got going on. We already know what Trump's finna do. Worry about yourself.
I intend on extending a tax cut, repealing that tax bill they just passed. And also looking at estate taxes are going to have to go up.
Everything from a 70 to 80% tax rate.
I think that's fantastic. I made that very clear in 2020. I will not ban fracking. There's no question I'm in favor of banning fracking.
She was big on defund the police.
For too long, the status quo thinking has been you get more safety by putting more cops on the street. Well, that's wrong.
She was the border czar. She doesn't want to be called the border czar because she's embarrassed by the border.
I am in favor of saying that we're not going to treat people who are undocumented and cross the border as criminals. That's correct.
Abolish ICE.
Yeah, we need to probably think about starting from scratch.
She is Biden. The worst inflation we've ever had. A horrible economy because inflation has made it so bad.
Bidenomics is working. It's working. And then this business about taking everyone's guns away. Tim Walz and I are both gun owners. We're not taking anybody's guns away, so stop with the continuous lying about this stuff. We have to have a buyback program, and I support a mandatory buyback program. My agenda includes attempting to get Congress to act, but if they don't within the first 100 days of my administration, I'm going to take executive action. Well, first of all, I absolutely support, and over the last 4 years as vice president, private health care options.
I believe it will totally eliminate private insurance.
Let's eliminate all of that. Let's move on.
So they didn't fact check any of Kamala's lies. They just let her talk and talk and talk, and then everybody believed that her lies were the truth when they were not.
On that point, Donald Trump, the candidate, has said in this election there will be a bloodbath if this and the outcome of this election is not to his liking.
Mexico has taken over a period of 30 years, 34% of the automobile manufacturing business in our country. Think of it, went to Mexico. China now is building a couple of massive plants where they're going to build the cars in Mexico and they think that they're going to sell those cars into the United States with no tax at the border. Let me tell you something to China. If you're listening, President Xi, and you and I are friends, but he understands the way I deal, those big monster car manufacturing plants that you're building in Mexico right now, and you think you're going to get that, you're going to not hire Americans, and you're going to sell the cars to us. Now, we're going to put a 100% tariff on every single car that comes across the line, and you're not going to be able to sell those cars. If I get elected, now, if I don't get elected, it's going to be a bloodbath for the whole, that's going to be the least of it. It's going to be a bloodbath for the country. That'll be the least of it. But they're not going to sell those cars. They're building massive factories.
It's crazy how it was really 3 against 1. And then they're going to sit here and pretend like she won the debate, a debate that she didn't even participate in because all she did was spew off pre-rehearsed rhetoric and lines and random tangents that had nothing to do with the question that was being asked. But she won.
When I'm voting for President Trump, I'm not voting for a person. I'm voting for his policies.
Breaking this morning, new polls with good news for Donald Trump in key battleground states as Vice President Harris unveils a new aggressive plan for the week. The closest election we have ever seen. That is what this one is, at least right now. Brand new polling this morning shows Donald Trump narrowly ahead in 3 critical battleground states, Arizona, Georgia, and North Carolina. This after polls last week that showed the opposite. Harris narrowly ahead in Pennsylvania, Michigan, and Wisconsin. The new polling from the New York Times and Siena College shows that Trump has a 5-point lead in Arizona. In Georgia and North Carolina, it is within the margin of error.
And then come to find out, that the woman, excuse me, who was moderating the debate is one of her sorority sisters. And then on top of that, Dana Walden, the boss, the big executive, the main head honcho at ABC, where the debate was held, ABC, you know, is like Kamala's best friend. They've been best friends for like 30 years. And rumor has it is she's the one who introduced Kamala and her husband. So you got the sorority sister, you got the best friend who runs the whole shebang.
He clarified and told the truth about a lot of things that Kamala Harris accused him of that were outright lies. She was trying to tell the American people that he supports a federal abortion ban. He does not. She tried to tell the American people that he's trying to ban IVF, something that's personal to me because it's something that my husband and I, for years, tried to start our own family through the use of IVF. It didn't work out for us, works out for a lot of families. President Trump was quick on the draw when that Alabama court ruled, and he immediately said, no, we have to protect IVF, and the Alabama state legislature took action. She continued to say things. She's trying to say he's trying to ban birth control. That is also 100% false. So President Trump, I think, did a good job in clarifying the truth after Kamala Harris continued to lob lie after lie at him, saying things that he stood for that frankly just are not true.